So I want to welcome you to Dot Math Basic Edition. How do you add numbers? And we're going to start with numbers from 1 to 4. Okay, so the first thing we have to understand is what dot math is. And every video I kind of review this a little bit, but let's say you've got number 1, okay? And you've got number 2, and you have a number 3, and you have a number 4. Now, how do we add the dots to each of these numbers? Let's go grab a color here. And I want you to imagine that 1 always has a dot on top. I don't know. I always just put a dot on top. 2, go to the end of the lines. So you have 1 dot here and 1 dot here. 3, you've got 3 lines sticking out, coincidentally. 1, 2, 3. And then 4, you've got 4 lines sticking out, but you got a corner. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4. So with that said, how do we add? First of all, you've got some rules. Rule number 1 is start with the large number, the larger numbers. So if you're taking, and let's take a look here. You're taking a question like 2 plus 1. I'm going to go 2 plus 1. And what I'm going to do, let's make the 1 a proper 1, even though you could do a 1 with a line. I tend to do that. And let's start with the bigger number. You don't need to count the dots. You already know it's 2. You don't have to go 1, 2. Just start with the bigger number. And you could see that this is the bigger number. And what we're going to do is we're going to put the dot on top of the smaller numbers. So we put the dot there, and all you do is count. You're going to start with 2, and you count up. Now we know the number line is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then you got more numbers, right? But today we're only going to use these. So we're going to start with 2, which is here, and we're going to count 1. So 2, 3. And what's our answer going to be? The answer is going to be 3. So let's review this again, and let's make this game a little more difficult. So we're going to come in here. Let me erase all this stuff. And let's level this game up a little bit. Okay. So let me put our 1 back here, and let's make it a proper 1, but it doesn't need to be. And we're going to level it up. So we're going to start with, let's say, 3. And we're going to add 2. Some of you are already thinking, I can do this. Good. Because now we're going to start with the bigger number. Now, is that a 2? No, it's 3. So we're going to grab the 3. That's going to be right here. And we're going to add the dots for the 2. And we're just going to count the dots. So 3, 4, 5. There's 3. We're going to add 2. 1, 2. And the answer's 5. Now, some of you are figuring this out, and you're like, wait a minute, I think I can probably do this on my own. But let's level up a little bit again and make it a little more difficult. So we're going to come in here. Oops, not sure what that does. Got to fix our 5. For some reason I got rid of the 5 there. And there we go. And now let's go ahead and let's take 4. So there's a 4, and we're going to add a 3. Put our equal sign. This little plus means you're going to add, and the equal sign means where you're going to put your answer. You're going to put your answer right after it. So let's start with the bigger number. Let's figure out what's the bigger number. So ask yourself, what's the bigger number? Is it 3? No. Is it 4? Yep. So we're going to start with the 4, and we're going to add 3. But before we do it, let's put the dots in. Now, after a while, you don't have to draw the dots. You'll remember that a 3 has 3 dots, and you just count the corners. And you'll do this with all the numbers. It's pretty simple. So start with the bigger number. You don't have to go 1, 2, 3, 4. You just start with 4 right here. And we're going to count up 4, 5, 6, 7. 5, 6, 7. What's the answer? Well, 4, 5, 6, 7. The answer's 7. So now you're doing math. So let's go ahead and we're going to challenge you again. And we're going to level up and see where y'all go. So let's do this problem. 2 plus 4. Now, some of you are thinking, this is baby stuff. No, it's not baby stuff. Learn the basics, and then you can advance, because each one of these lessons is going to get more and more difficult. But you need to learn this first, and it's going to help you in 2-digit, 3-digit, 4-digit, big math problems. So, step number 1, what do we do again? Look for the big number right there. So the big number is number 4. So you're going to start with the big number, and when you're adding, all you need to do, it doesn't matter the order that you do it in. So it's 4, and let's add some dots. Some of you are saying, I don't need to add dots. I know it's 2, 1, 2. But you go 4, 5, 6. The answer's, oops, not sure what that's doing. Figure that one out later. But let's put a 6 in there. Okay, so there you go. You've got 4, and you don't need to count the dots on the 4 because it's a big number, and you go 5, 6. So let's go ahead and erase this, and let's play a little game. So we're going to start with this question, which is 4 plus 2 plus 1 equals. See if you could figure this one out. So as some of you were thinking, it's like, wait, you start with the big number and you say 4 right there. And you're going to count the dots on the 2, 4, 5, 6. Count the dot on the 1, 7. And that's your answer. So you're going to go from 4, you're going to add 2, 1, 2, and you're going to add 1. And the answer's 7. So hopefully you guys are getting this, getting a little closer, but let's challenge you with just one more here as I erase everything. Let's do 4 plus 4 equals. Now, both of them are the same number, so which one's bigger? Neither one. They're both the same. So the first thing you're going to do is just take the first one. Say 4 and count the dots. 1, 2, 3, 4. So go 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What's the answer? 8, Mr. Snowman. Okay. So at this point, I think we've got it. And hopefully you can complete the lessons. And then we'll go to little higher numbers.